Welcome back, you guys. I am so excited for today's video because it is my monthly ranking. This is coming up a little late, so there are a few December palettes in here. I haven't decided yet or not if I'm gonna put them in December's ranking as well. I don't know. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know how you feel about that. But since it's been a while, I have tried a lot of palettes since the last ranking. I have almost 20 palettes here. There have been so many good releases. Plus, the Black Friday sales got me. They were so exciting. But I can't wait to show you guys my favorites, show you my favorite shades in the palettes and everything. So if that sounds like fun, then you're in the right place. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather, and I really do love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe. I love doing like palette reviews. Indie palette reviews specifically are my favorite. And I like doing rankings and just talking about what I have in my collection, doing comparisons and all of those things. So hopefully you love those things too. But let's get into this video. Like I said, I have tried a lot of good things lately and it's been wonderful. So, oh my God, the first one I want to talk about is the Bard palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. So Amanda, as a Christmas gift, bought me all of the Fantasy Cosmetica palettes that I did not have. And this is one that I played with off camera and I loved it. So all of these palettes in this ranking are good quality. If you like the color story, I recommend the formulas. So I rank them basically off of preference only, but I really love Fantasy Cosmetica's formula. I love this color story. It's beautiful. I love the pop of blue that was added. These duos are so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous palette. I really love. I love these little like 9 pans from them. I think they're so beautiful. Coming in at number 18, we have the GHOSTFACE Returns. So I actually did a video on this. I have not posted it yet. I think I'm gonna edit it and just post it eventually in like a bonus video because this collection released so long ago. It's technically old, but I don't think it'll get like good views, so I might just post it as like bonus content because I did love the looks that I created and I do really enjoy this palette. The color story is not my favorite personally, but it is beautiful, and I think if you like this color story, you will love the palette. I love that for once the palette goes from really light to really dark. I don't think they needed both of these shades here. This one is lighter, but it gives you the same look. I don't feel like both were necessary. And I mean, that's a personal preference, but the shimmers are so freaking high impact, so shimmery, and just so beautiful. I love them so freaking much. And I love and appreciate that they put the lighter shimmers in here as well. But this is their really good formula, the one that I love a whole lot. On the eye, like, they're more opaque, but more than anything, they are just topper shades. I have to go get some makeup wipes, especially if I'm going to be swatching. So, coming in at number, where are we, 17, is the Dewdrops palette. This is another one that I picked up that's an older release, but this is from DIEVERUNE Cosmetics, and this palette is so freaking beautiful. These shimmers are amazing. This one kind of reminds me of one of the shimmers from the Calavera palette from Gourmande Girls, which you guys know I love, but this is so stunning. You have some like toppery shades that are multi-chromes, duochromes. They're like very high shine, beautiful shades, like you can see right there. They're just so breathtaking. Such a great palette. But the reason I ranked it low is because it is an all shimmer palette. I mean, I know that when I bought it, and I do love it, and I'm glad that I have it, but I have to rank it somewhere, you know, and it is an all shimmer palette. Those are not my favorite, so that is why I put it in this place. It is covered in eyeshadow though. Coming in at number 16 is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics and Lens collab. I have not posted my video on this yet, but it will be coming very soon. I love this. I love the collab with the two brands with, I didn't even say it's Blend Bunny and GLISTEN Cosmetics with Lens Makeup. I follow her on Instagram and I love her content so much. She's so funny and silly and talented, and I just love that. So I think this was like very innovative. Oh, God help me. Innovative. It was cool. But it's a rainbow palette. Like, and I will say, out of the rainbow palettes that I have from Blend Bunny, I think this one is my favorite. I do wish it had more shimmers, but I like that it's jumbled up, and I like that it's not in a gradient, because I know a lot of people like the gradient, so it's a personal like preference kind of thing. But to be honest, I like more of a curated color story. And I like a color story that is not rainbow. So that is why this ranks lower. But I still think it's really cool. And I think the formula is really good. And if you like the color story, you will love this. I love the tones that she chose. That's the thing. The color story, the tones of the rainbow are always different. But are they different on the eye? And that's going to depend on your, like, undertone and stuff. Sometimes they look like the same as the other palettes on the eye. So that's just basically a decision that you have to make for yourself. However, I do not have a lot of wet liners. I am terrible at graphic liner. So I need to practice, and that makes me happy to have this, because now I can practice, and I desperately need to. I love the colors in this. I think they are so beautiful. And I love that they made the long pan the white. I also really love the brushes that came in this collection. Both sets. I think they're fantastic. Coming in at number 14. I love these so much. Both of them. It's the Happy Go Lucky, or Hoppy Go Lucky. My bad. But the artwork on this is so cute. And I just saw the one for the Fox like a few days ago, and it's so beautiful. I want it. I'm buying it. It's so gorgeous. But even though the mattes on these are neutral, I really love these. They're so good for traveling. I brought this one to Vegas with me because I needed like something quick and easy for like on the plane rides, and you know, when we were busy and going out and stuff. So this was perfect for that. And I'm excited to have them because I can, you know, curate my own little 6 pans, and I feel like that could be really fun. But I love these. I love the idea of them. The whole concept I think is genius, and they really delivered. And then the next one is the Nutty by Nature. I love this one. It's my favorite out of the two. I love the warm tones with these shimmers. I think it's so freaking beautiful. I love it. I love these shades right here. I've created some really fun looks with these, and I'm happy to have them both in my collection. Ensley Rain is one of my top favorite brands of all time, and that's why I have a code with them in case I forget to pop it up on the screen. It is AOML, and I also have one with, nope, I haven't said them yet, but yeah. Okay, my numbers are all messed up, so I'm doing the best I can. I'm also dyslexic, so numbers are not my friend. But coming in at what I think is number 11, we have the Cosmic Brushes Sinister palette. I just finished filming with this right before I left. Have not posted that video yet either. I really got to get caught up on my editing. But this palette is so beautiful. Did I say the Cosmic Brushes Sinister? I don't know. But Cosmic Brushes has one of my favorite formulas. And not only is it freaking fantastic, but it's also affordable. She comes out with some really freaking genius color stories. A lot of my top favorite palettes are from Cosmic Brushes. They are beautiful. With all of that being said, this just isn't my favorite color story. And this shade, it's like a a topper, a glossy topper, it creased on me so bad. And I usually don't deal with creasing. Like right now, I have a mix of palettes on. This look was for a collab. But like you can see, none of these creased. And on my eyes is Bella Beauty Bar, Ensley Rain, and Fantasy Cosmetic. No, an Ensley Rain. An Adept. My bad. But I typically don't deal with creasing. That was the whole point. I got lost for a minute there. And this creased on me like to high heaven. And it's just not my favorite color story. However, I do think it's really beautiful. The formula of the mattes and the shimmers are fantastic. Like, you can guarantee that her formula is going to be good no matter the color story, because she consistently just pops out great palettes. I did pick up the Christmas one. It hasn't even shipped yet, and I'm getting a little impatient. I picked up the full collection because I want to use it so bad, and it's beautiful. But this is beautiful too, but it's just not my favorite. It's probably, color story wise, like my second to least favorite from the brand. My least favorite is the Gothic palette, but yeah, it's because I'm not a fan of purples. Now we are down to my top 10, and I really love these. I might have little nitpicks with some of them, but they are some of my favorites that I have tried this month, and I'm excited to share them with you. So the first one is the Secret Grove. This is for another collab video. I played with this one, and this color story, this is from Gourmand Girls, by the way, and I have a code, AOML. But this color story is 10 out of 10. Christina from Gourmand Girls really has an eye for creating very unique color stories. And some people might look at them and feel intimidated, which I don't think anyone would with this one. But it's still, because it's still effortless, but she still has the twist in here. But my favorite thing about her is that she is able to create color stories where you can honestly create so many different looks with her palette. They are so beautiful. I just, it's one of my favorite brands. And even though like you might feel intimidated by this color story, you might think, well, what can I do to like create a look with this palette? Let me tell you. So you could take the easy way and do Poppy with this shade, or this shade, maybe deepen it up with this. You could even deepen up with this shade, Kinoko. I'm gonna have to ask her what that means. But I love her shade names too. You can tell that she loves her brand and puts thought into it. But then you could do Bewitching on the lid. These two would be gorgeous together, boho and rustic. Like use rustic to deepen up with one of the shimmers on the lid. You could do these pinks together and just do easy quick looks with that shade on the lid. This shade is really beautiful, and it would make such a gorgeous highlight as well. But if you want to get a little crazy, you could mix those two shades, deepen up with that, like mix them as in start with the pink, then deepen up with rustic. Pink and red are so beautiful together. You could even add a little pop of yellow in the inner corner. Like, there's so many things that you can do with this palette. I think it's beautiful. And these two shimmers are so stunning. I will show them to you. Like, look at that purple. Because the purple, it has like a hint, like an undertone of that green, but it's also like mainly purple, and it's just so stunning. You can kind of see that green. It's just, it looks like molten metals. The only reason that this palette ranked lower in my collection, and this is just a preference thing, I don't like the satin formula. I don't like anyone's satin formula. I personally just don't like satins, but if you do, I think you will like that one. It's really beautiful and smooth. I don't do subtle. I mean, look at me. I don't do subtle. I like high shine, the most depth you can get, like bam in your face kind of looks. So for me, a satin will never work from any brand. And I wish there were more shimmers. So it's totally a preference thing, but I do think this palette is beautiful. Love the theme. You guys know I'm a sucker for mushrooms. I mean, I have a mushroom Christmas tree. This palette was one that I was so excited for during like this Halloween fall season. And it's from Wicked Widow. It's the Tales of Terror Haunting. They did such a great job on this packaging. Like, it's the front of the cemetery house, and then there's the backyard with the gravestones and stuff. I think that's smart. Everything about this was beautiful, like the box, because I did buy the full collection and everything. The color story. I was so excited about this color story, and I just finished editing this video today. It will actually be up tomorrow, so you guys will have already seen it. But I was disappointed because the formula and everything is so great, but I think the reason why this ranked lower is because they had a lot of issues with shipping, which is not their fault. It's the time of year and all of that. But I got this palette in like the end of November, beginning of December. So the hype for it, my excitement for it had died down. But if you are into this color story, you will love it. Like Gourmand Girls, their matte formula is so easy to work with. One of the easiest formulas I've ever worked with. This color story is 10 out of 10. The shimmers are so breathtaking. We have Gargoyle. Let's do shadows. Like, look at those. They're like so wet looking. And I'm pretty sure these are duochromes. That top shade is like so fiery. I loved the looks that I created with it. It's so beautiful, but I lost excitement for it. And it just got to me too late. And that sucks for them because I hope that their like release was still successful, because I mean, you can't control like what shipping does, but yeah, it sucks. I will say the lipsticks in this collection are a no for me. I wanted to love them because I really love the colors and everything. I was so excited about those lipsticks, but they taste like wax, like not good wax. And when you breathe it in, you can taste it in your mouth. And they're really sheer and just really waxy. And the orange one is really pretty when you put it on. And I like one of the green ones because it's like kind of yellow. And you can layer it. It doesn't look like lipstick. It's more like dirty yellow, which I love. But it's really sheer. And the purple one is very patchy when you put it on. You have to like use lip liner all over your lips because it's very patchy. So those are a no for me, unfortunately. And the blush formula wasn't bad, but I don't think it will work on someone with oily skin because it is very emollient. I feel like it could use a little tweaking, but I would be so happy to keep trying their like lip and cheek products as they come out with more and just see how the formula changes and stuff, because I do think they're close. They're really pretty. They're just, you could tell that it was made quickly because there are air bubbles in the lipstick and stuff. And I've watched, like, you know that show How It's Made? I love it so much. But I've watched those being made and they weren't poured properly, which is why they have the air bubbles and stuff. So unfortunately, I do not like those. The air bubbles I don't really care about. But the taste is something I can't get past. But let me know if you guys have tried them, because maybe it's a sensitive thing and it's just a scent that bothers me. It's like perfume. You might love one that I hate. But just let us know down below what you guys think of those. I'm sure everyone will appreciate your thoughts, and I would love to hear them as well. So this one I've been using off of camera, and it's actually one of the ones I used to create this look, but it is the Ensley Rain Flower Moon. And oh my god, I love Ensley Rain. I'm lightweight obsessed with Ensley Rain, but these shimmers are so spectacular. The bottom row This shade right here is what is in my inner corner, and it's so freaking beautiful. It's so bright. We gotta swatch some of these. Look at this shade, Flower Moon. Like, Jesus. They're just really beautiful. Look at those. The reason I rank this lower is because of the fact there are some shades in here that are too similar. Like, you could tell the difference of them when you swatch them out, but on the eye, there's some similarities there. So what I mean is, are these 4 green shades? I will show you them swatched out, but there are 2 that are really similar. That first one, which is the shade Refresh, is more yellow. It's beautiful. There it is on the finger. And then we have the shade Primrose. I can't remember which ones are the ones that are like that, which is why I do want to swatch them. Like, that shade is so stunning too. Okay, then we have Bliss, which is really pretty. I think it's these 2 shades though. There's Bliss. The texture on this one is a little different, but look at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then we have the next one, Forsythia. I could totally be mispronouncing that. Yeah, it's the last 2. There are differences, like I said, but I mean, these 3 really, they're just too much alike to have them all in the same palette. You know what I mean? They're beautiful though, don't get me wrong. Like, Ensley Rain makes some of my favorite shimmers. They are just so beautiful. And then you also have like these like 4 purples, and those ones aren't as similar as the greens, but I just feel like they could have curated this color story a little better. But with that being said, I'm really freaking happy that I own it. I think it's beautiful, and I can't wait to play more with it. Coming in at number 7, we have the Halloween 2 Welcome to Haddonfield 15 color palette. This surprised me. I actually really love this color story. And to be honest, there's really not anything I would change about it. I think it's perfect. The only thing is, I just love the other ones more, which is hard because it's hard to rank something when you love them all. But this palette is really beautiful. You have some gorgeous duos in here, and they did a really good job on this one. And it has the really good GLAMLITE formula, which makes me happy, but 10 out of 10 recommend this one. I do have a video on this. I have a video either coming on a few of these or already up. You just have to dig through. I have a playlist called 2024 Eyeshadow Palette Reviews, and it's got all the palettes that I reviewed this year. Coming in at number 6, this palette takes my breath away. It's so freaking beautiful. And it's the DRUID from Fantasy Cosmetica. I have seen everyone rave about this palette, saying it's their favorite. And I think Harvest of Souls is my favorite. But out of the ones I've tried so far, this is a second for sure. It's definitely a runner-up. But it's so beautiful. I love this murky, woodsy color story. It's so beautiful. They have one of my favorite formulas, like these 3 shades. Oh, I just want to put them all over my eyes. They are so freaking gorgeous. The shimmers are gorgeous as well. I prefer a more matte to shimmer ratio, but that's if I'm being like really nitpicky, because I could create almost a full look with this. I do need an inner corner shade, but I'm not mad at it. It's so freaking beautiful. Highly recommend. I love their artwork too. Now we are down to my top 5, and this was really hard because I really love every single one of these palettes, like a whole lot. But I had to place things somewhere, you know? Okay, so my camera shut off, and I don't know when, but I was talking about the Unearthly Just a Taste palette and how much I love it. I just think it's so beautiful and just perfect. I love this kind of color story. It's so vampy, so she nailed it. I mean, that is the theme of the palette, and I think she really did such a great job. I love their shimmers. They used to be my favorite shimmer formula, and I still really love them a lot. They have a really good formula, but I don't know. It's too hard to pick a favorite because there's too many good brands that have a really good shimmer formula, but they are one of my top favorite brands, and for good reason. Like, look at her shine. But I think I do have like 2 or 3 looks up with this palette. I can't remember which one, but I love them so much, and I think she really did a fantastic job with this one. Highly recommend. Coming in at number 4 is a palette that you guys made me buy, and I'm so glad you freaking did. It's the CYBORG Choir palette from Adept Cosmetics. Actually, I have these 2 shades on my eyes right now. This is like jam-packed full of holochromes. I don't know how I'm going to rank my palettes from the year because it's going to be so hard. I'm going to have to be like ruthless, nitpicky. But this is just so beautiful. Like, you could see the rainbow reflect in that. It's so hollowy. I actually really love the mattes as well. They go from really light to really dark. I love the colors. Like, think about these 2 together with, ooh. Man, you could do a lot. Like, the purple would be pretty, or even the mechanical use. Or you could do like a halo eye and use Digital Harmony and then tap some Cyber Symphony in the center. There's a lot. This palette is so freaking beautiful. Oh, I just want to swatch it all. Like, jeez. And I think I swatched all hollows, which shouldn't surprise you if you've been here for a while because I love them. They're so, like, so stunning. You could barely see the one on the bottom. I don't think I picked up enough, but you can totally see those hollow reflects. I think they're beautiful. And I'm so glad you guys mentioned this to me because I would have been really sad if I would have missed out on this. I need to like pick up some other stuff from Adept as well, but I think they're beautiful. The reason I don't pick up a lot of their palettes is because like other creators get them early, and then by the time they actually release and get to me, it's considered an old palette, which won't get me any views. So I don't like posting with them a lot, but I love their freaking formula. It's fantastic. I just wish they had more mattes, but their shimmers are like so freaking good that I overlooked the fact that they don't have any more mattes. They are so good. Now we are down to my top 3, and these are so perfect. I know I keep saying that, but I love these. And honestly, these 3 palettes are so good. They're interchangeable. Like, they could, the number 1 spot could change daily because it just depends on the mood I'm in. I recommend all of them so very much. And coming in at number 3 is Gourmand Girls, but this palette is so freaking beautiful. When she sent me this color story, I lost my mind because I knew this release was going to do really well. This is very, very, very good. And she restocked one of the palettes. It's been sold out. I think it's, let me look. I can't never remember the name of it. It's not Nightshade. I think it's Spooked. And I'm so excited to have it. Oh my God, I just can't even tell you. Yes, it is Spooked. You can use my code as well. It's AOML and it will save you 10%. But this palette is beautiful. Again, with what I was saying earlier, she does such a great job with these color stories. There is so much you can do with this palette. Like, it will take you to spring. You could create fall looks with this. It's just freaking breathtaking. And these shimmers are the best shimmers that Gourmand Girls has ever done. She did some of the greatest holochromes as well. Some of my favorites that I have used. Like, they are so, like, reflective and just freaking perfect. I hope they're showing up. But there's, like, so much holochrome reflect in this. It's insane. Like, it's so obvious on the eye. It's just so beautiful. I might need to turn my lights down a little. And the holochromes that are in it, they're so like micro fine. They're just so beautiful. Like, you can see it. Oh my god, they're so reflective. It's like rainbow ice. It's so beautiful. But these two shimmers, Snow Globe and Ice Crystal, 10 out of 10. They are so freaking amazing. And then this shade here, Dewdrops, is a holo. I love the cool tones in this. I love this shade, Wintergreen. The pastels add a whole other like twist to the palette. She did a fantastic job, and to be honest, I think I did a fantastic job with my looks on that palette. I think they were so beautiful, and I could not recommend that one more. She really just knocked it out of the park. I think this palette is going to do very well for her. It's going to be one of those palettes that sell out. Coming in at number 2, this one was so freaking good, I couldn't even stand it. And it's the Not Normal from Unearthly Cosmetics. I do have looks up with this one as well. This palette is so fantastic. This is the Not Normal Remastered, in case you're not familiar with the original. I personally never picked it up because at the time I couldn't afford to pick it up. But I am so glad to have this one. This is incredible. This color story is so murky and just... oh, it's so good. This shade right here, Topaz Emerald, is breathtaking. I had so much fun with this. This is a palette that I want to pull back out. I think it's so perfect, and she really just is so good at color stories. I love her whole aesthetic and everything. Oh my god, that shade is like so swampy and gorgeous. And I have 2 liquid lips from her. One of them is in the shade Mandy, which is a green, and then there's a cool tone purple, and I'm pretty sure it's called Ash, and it goes so freaking, they both go so well with this palette. I love it. This is my favorite shade, Topaz, my favorite shimmer. It's so pretty. And her shimmers are very, very, very smooth, and like, they're not emollient, so if you deal with creasing and stuff, you don't have to worry about that. It's just a really good formula. But coming in at number 1 was another one that one of you guys told me repeatedly to buy, and I love you for it because now it's sold out, and it's so freaking amazing. And it's the Twisted Tea Party from Ensley Rain. First of all, the artwork, I love it. I can't help myself. It's so kooky and weird, and I think it's so fantastic. But this color story, and I love that we're all mad here. We totally are. This color story is so freaking beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the Fantasy Cosmetica Harvest of Souls palette. Actually, I'm going to pull that out. Let's do comparisons, because it might just be the size and the blue and the fact that it's like colorful that's making me think that, but either way, it's number 1. For a good reason. And I love how the packaging is like kind of holographic as well. I hope they restock this, but I don't know if they're going to. Okay, I busted my head because my ceiling's like slanted on the sides. Oh, they're not like dupes or anything, but they're giving similar vibes. Like they're cousins, you know? They're not sisters, they're cousins. And they're both beautiful. I really love this one from Fantasy Cosmetica. Like I said earlier, it's one of my favorites. But this palette is so breathtaking, and it's taking that number 1 spot for such a good reason. Like, look at that. Oh, it's so glowy. I'm so glad that you talked me into buying this. And it was like I was one of the last people to buy it. I may have been one of the last people because it literally sold out like right after. But do you see that? Ugh, I don't want to go on and on about it because I don't know if you'll be able to get it. But I will link Ensley Rain down below, and I'll reach out and ask if they plan on restocking that one in case any of you guys are interested. I can have that information for you. So check the description box. But if you don't see it there, just send me a comment and I will get back to you, because my brain is scattered. I'm playing catch up. I got so much stuff to do around my house, and I just got back from the Vegas trip and it was so freaking good. I loved meeting Christina. She is so freaking amazing, and I'm excited to have a new friend and a new traveling friend, and we're about to have the year of our lives traveling together. It's going to be so freaking fun. But I really do love eyeshadow. It makes me so excited. I get so excited talking about palettes and new releases, old palettes. I have some really good videos coming up that I have planned. Plus, my eyeshadow palette declutter is coming. My other declutters haven't done very well. My views on them are very low, so I don't know if I'm gonna like do lipstick, and I still need to do like lipstick, lip liner, my singles, and like crafty eye stuff, you know what I mean? What else? Eyeliners, mascaras, brow stuff. Basically, this thing needs to be decluttered, and so does my skincare and lashes. So I don't know like if I'm gonna film those or not, so let me know your thoughts. I might just go ahead and skip to the eyeshadow palette declutter and just declutter that stuff on my own time if you guys are interested. But after that, I have my year ranking of palettes, and that's a video that I've seen Angelica do a bunch of times, and Betty Jean, so check theirs out. I know Angelica filmed hers today, so that'll probably be coming up, and I don't know about you, but I am really excited for that. But yeah, I have a bunch of good stuff coming, so if you're not subscribed, I really hope you will. Plus, I have a December giveaway coming up for Christmas. And congratulations again to Michelle, who won November's giveaway. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and let me know down below what your favorite palette was this month. It doesn't even have to be a new one. What palette did you use the most this month? I love hearing from you guys. But until next time, bye.